Hello once again and assalamu alaikum to all. We're so happy to have back on Break Your Face TV today a fighter who will be fighting for the Brave Bantamweight Championship at Brave CF 57, fighting out of SBG Ireland and training with legendary coach John Kavanagh. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Brad Superman Katona. Brad, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Training camp's pretty much wrapped up, so I'm in a very good point right now where I get to kind of tone things back a little bit. My job is just not to screw up because everything's gone great. So at this point, it's just like, don't be an idiot, Brad. Just kind of like listen to your coaches and don't get hurt. Like, don't do something stupid. Yeah.
I feel you. And make sure you stay warm with the Break Your Face hoodie.
And here in Ireland, it's not too sunny out ever, so I might as well tuck in and get all comfortable for this interview.
You're wearing it better than I do, sir. Thank you very much for representing. We're so glad to have you with us once again. Thank you so much for making the time to sit down with us. I know how busy you are. Is there a big weight cut that you're attempting to make? What do you usually walk around at?
Is there a big weight cut? But I have to take the weight cut seriously. I'll put it that way. But it's also I'm not the largest bantamweight dropping down. So it's, for me, I'm someone who likes control in the process. So, right now everything is getting measured. It's at that point, where you're measuring the grams of food. And thankfully, I work with a very good nutritionist in Tristan Kennedy. He does many of the guys at SBG, he does Conor McGregor, many guys. And we've refined the process down that this camp is the most fueled I am. And it's kind of funny because I have to make also 135.0 on the dot, championship weight. So it's the most food I've ever been eating, especially this far out and all throughout camp. But it's also the best we've ever looked in terms of trends.
Very good, very good. I'm glad to hear it's going well now because, of course, you're preparing, for a big bantamweight title fight in Bahrain. A well-deserved and hard-earned opportunity. You're currently undefeated in the Brave CF cage, Brad, with some very impressive performances in which you completely dominated your opponents. Now you've got another challenge ahead of you in which you'll be facing none other than the hometown hero, Hamza Kooheji. Now, this man is known as the pride of Bahrain, and for good reason. He's the most recognized professional Bahraini MMA fighter and has the chance to become the first professional Bahraini MMA champion. You're no stranger to Bahrain. You've fought there before, but this time you're fighting one of their own, so the crowd may not be as supportive. Now, I'm not suggesting it'll be bad, but I remember hearing how much former UFC strawweight champion Zhang Weili was so shocked and taken aback by the chorus of boos during her first fight with Rose Namajunas that they actually started simulating a live audience and played chants of USA and boos on the loudspeakers to prepare her for the audience before their rematch. Now, you might not be preparing in such an extreme fashion, but has the reaction of the crowd crossed your mind at all? Does that play any role during your preparations? And what about during the fight?
I'd be lying if I said, okay, there was no expectations of the crowd. I think that would be kind of foolish as well, going in there without any expectations. So I'm open and ready for anything. I'm open for them cheering for me because it's an exciting fight, and sometimes just the excitement of the event itself can bring some cheers. I hope I have a couple Bahrainian fans in the audience. I hope being my second fight there, third fight for Brave. But I'm ready and willing for anything. I'm no stranger to a hostile crowd. I made my whole career off of that pretty well, going into enemy territory, fighting the new hot prospect from the local area where his buddies doing the commentary and you can tell after rewatching it. So I'm no stranger to that. I'm used to going to the US and them chanting USA while I'm fighting, and needing to hang back in the change room until the whole event cleared. So I'm no stranger to hostile crowds. I'm no stranger to no crowd, and I'm no stranger to a friendly crowd. At this point in my career, that stuff's not going to shake me. It's going in there with some expectations, though, and I'm ready for it. If I was hoping for my Canadian crowd to be cheering for me and they're booing me, that might take me by surprise. At the same time, I'd carry that and use it against him. So I'm ready and willing for anything. I'm, of course, hoping for, admiration and support, but also I am fighting a hometown hero. So, if I need to be the villain, then I will.
So be it. I mean, you've definitely got everyone's respect, that's for sure. One of the most interesting aspects of this fight to me is how similarly styled you both are. Even your records are exactly the same, with 10 wins and 2 losses each. You both have 6 decision wins. You have 1 more submission win than him, and he has 1 more knockout win than you. This is about as even as it gets, stylistically speaking, but I'm sure you believe that there are some weaknesses he may have that you would be able to exploit, as well as some strengths that you may have, which you would be relying on in the fight. Now, how would you evaluate Hamza as a fighter, and what do you think you'll need to do to win this fight?
So a couple things there. When you're looking at it just on the outside like that, yeah, we're very similar. But when you take a little deeper look and you see some of the guys who I've competed against and beat and finished, I think there's a little bit of a differential there. And that's not just saying, I did stuff in the past so I can kind of rest back. No, Hamza's a very good and dangerous fighter. And what makes him so dangerous is because he's similar to myself. And that doesn't make him just dangerous to me. That makes him dangerous to everyone. He has power. He has conditioning, he has heart and grit, and he can strike, he can wrestle, he can do everything. But then when we're looking at me, I have all those things. I also have more experience, and I just think I'm at a level of refinement and athleticism that's on a different level. I think I'm the best, if not one of the best bantamweights in the world. I felt like I underperformed in my last appearance, so if they're counting on that Brad Katona showing up, they're in for a very difficult night. And I'm sure he's well prepared. I'm just looking at this, and this is the best me there's ever been, and that's not from cockiness or overconfidence. Because Hamza's so good, I haven't taken this lightly. If I said all that and then kind of kicked my feet up and took my diet not seriously, took my training kind of relaxed and just enjoyed the process, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. This was taken as seriously, the most control in my camp there's ever been. Everything's trending to be the best version of me there's ever been. If I just showed you tape of the spars I've been doing with fresh partners and the level of the guys, giving up weight, giving up every attribute you can and still overcoming and finding finishes, I'm coming in this very dangerous. So Hamza's a great fighter, and I'm really looking forward to showcasing what I'm capable of against him. It's the perfect canvas for me to really paint my masterpiece.
We're also looking forward to it as well as Brave CF President Mohammed Shahid. We recently interviewed him and we asked him about this fight. Now, of course, he touched on the historical aspect of it for Hamza Kooheji, but he also discussed something that people may not know, and that's the historical aspect for SBG Ireland as well. Now, if you do end up winning, you will be the first fighter to bring gold from Brave to SBG Ireland, and as per Mohammed Shahid, this has long been a goal of Coach John Kavanagh. Now, Shahid told us how every time he sees Coach Kavanagh, he tells Shahid that Brad is the most special fighter I've met, and he should be given an opportunity to show you what he'll be able to do. So the chance, Brad, is now. Now you have the opportunity to show what you can do and be the guy that brings home gold from Brave. What would that mean to you, especially when we consider the relationship between a fighter and a coach? So what would that mean to you to be able to do that for your coach as well as, of course, for yourself?
It would be, it'd feel very nice. It'd be very satisfying. I've done it once already for John and being his first SBG fighter to win the Ultimate Fighter. So I've done that already. So now I'll have a belt on the shoulder and bring that back for him too. I'm here for legacy. I'm here for my legacy specifically. And if I'm able to bring up everyone around me, that how can you not be more proud of that? So John wants to make history. John's been very invested in this fight, and he wants that Brave belt. And I think I agree with him. I think I am special, and that's not just saying, guys, I'm special, so I don't need to put in the work. No, I'm special because I know I need to put in the work, and I do put in the work, and I'm constantly trying to refine and improve everything. And this camp's, is exactly that. This will be the culmination of that. And regardless of result, I'm proud of what I've achieved in the work I've put in. But bringing home the belt and being the first SBG fighter to do so, and kind of mark out flag. The SBG flag in the ground would feel awful good.
We're definitely looking forward. It's definitely an exciting opportunity ahead for you. Will be an exciting fight for all the fans. We can't wait to watch it live and cover all the action. Mr. Brad Katona, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you a safe and successful fight on the 11th of March, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys.